Magic Johnson. Let me be the first to welcome you to the City of Angel.
My YouTube boys, hey you guys. I am back. It's been a very long time since I've picked up my camera. I'm in LA doing some apartment shopping, or is it shopping because I'm not buying, or is it still apartment hunting? I'm doing apartment hunting in LA. I'm gonna try to make this video as informative as possible, especially since I'm apartment hunting during amidst a pandemic, so the tour situation is a little different. They're all self-guided, which I kind of prefer because I don't really like people trying to sell to me that much. Like, I know what I want, so I'll take you guys along and we can see what my price range can get you in LA. I'm sure expensive is relative, so don't get judgy in the comments when y'all be like, I would never make it. It's not for you to pay, it's for me to pay. But I'll take you guys along and we'll see what's up. This is apartment number 1. This one is probably different than the unit. Transparency and budget and shit. So I am in the cap $2,800 a month range with a roommate. So for me, if I'm paying $2,800, I need a washer and dryer and parking. I don't have a car yet, but if I want a bike, I want somewhere to put it. Now $2,800 is for where I want to live in LA, is a little bit of not a stretch. I'll probably be right at my budget, which is fine. I'm okay with that if I get to be in my ideal neighborhood, because I like walkable neighborhoods. Coming from New York and going straight to being all the way in the valley and then working in Hollywood is just not gonna work for me. It's gonna be too much. So that's where we at as far as budget concerns. I'm gonna do a couple of videos before my move, so this will be the first one of the series. This apartment starts at $2,700. I think the difference would be the different finishes in the other apartment. For $2,700, you get 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and then the community amenities, which, to be fair, the apartment is nice. The floor finishes are nice, but you really are paying for the amenities. So there's a pool, there's a jacuzzi, there's a gym. So that's where your $2,700 goes, which is fine if that's what you're into. I mean, I'm not into it. I'm just glad that this is not a small apartment. This is a good size for 2 people. So I'm excited to see the next one.
Your life, the greatest
Just finished my second tour. Well, technically this was my third tour of the day. Second tour basically ghosted me. And then called me just now, like, don't listen.
They hit you with the I was asleep.
I don't play with that, I was asleep. So second place, Koreatown. It's cute, but it doesn't sit well in my spirit. I don't like the balcony, I don't like the lighting. What I did like was that there was hardwood floors throughout. And that's the one thing I really want, but that's the only thing I really liked.
I think that was the only new thing.
Yeah, and then everything felt like, it just felt old. Like, it was new but old.
I feel like they just put
And then there was crumbs on the stove.
What?
Yes. No, and I was just like, it was rusting on the sink.
That I saw.
And I'm just like, for that price, like I'd rather up.
Well, that's what I was saying. For that price, I would pay the extra $100-$200 just
to live in the one that we saw this morning.
Yeah.
Because it was like night and day. Like, it just...
And I feel like it was actually renovated.
Yes. And I feel like in this one, the outside looks very new. And the lobby and everything. But then when you get into it and you go, like, to where everything else is, it just looks old. And there's no in-unit washer dryer. It's a community one, which is like, I'm not above, but I would prefer if it's like, I'd rather pay that $150 for my washing machine at this point. 100%. So. We're finally en route to a tour for the day. We walked around the general area I want to stay in, saw a bunch of buildings. No one answered the phone because apparently no one works after 3 p.m. in LA, so that's fine. So I'm gonna try again tomorrow in the morning to call. This next building is cute. It's in the area I want to be in, and it's also in the price range, but it doesn't have any amenities, which I'm like back and forth on because I'm not sure I'm gonna use them. But the first apartment we saw is actually like a luxury building and slightly cheaper than the ones that I'm looking at, and has a bunch of amenities. So I guess it just depends on what I really want. So hopefully I like this one because I need an apartment. So this would be my bedroom. There's a walk-in closet, which is really nice. And there's a bathroom in there. This would be the second bedroom, which is also very spacious, which I've noticed in the tours, the difference in sizes between masters and the second bedroom has been a little bit too much for me, and I like how equal this is because I also believe in splitting rent equally. A little con for me, the bathrooms are a little old, but honestly the place is very charming to me and I like it a lot.
Not wanting to get a restaurant, and those guys are a little more excited, and at night it's a little crazy. Yeah. But when I was there, it was great. Everyone was really calm, peaceful. Everyone was really cool. It was a good time. Everyone was doing
It looks very different than the other apartments that we visited. It's not a new building, it's not a luxury building, but it is cheaper than the budget. It's super big. We can paint and do as much as we can as far as like decorating. It's 1,100 square feet, 2 bathrooms, water and trash are included for almost $300 cheaper than everything we've seen, and parking. And it's in the the other apartments we saw were like adjacent to the neighborhood I want to be in, but this is on literally like where I want to be. So back in New York, and I didn't get to go through with you guys what were the differences in the 4 apartments I saw and just what I was looking for as far as budget. So I did mention my budget. I was up to like 2,800, but I wanted to stay in like the 25 to 27 range. So I saw 4 different apartments. The first one was a luxe building. It had all the amenities. It was really nice. The only thing is the bedrooms had carpet, which is not something I want at all. Like, I just don't like carpet. Don't want it. Non-negotiable. And the balcony was facing another balcony. It was on a lower floor, which I don't love. I just don't like looking at someone else's balcony or just being stuck like looking at the other side of the building. Balcony was really nice though. It had like a door. It went like it extended through the apartment. Super nice. A lot of natural light, which was good. And that was about $27.50. That's what it was. $27.50. And then they had the 6 weeks prorated rent that they give you, which is like a sale. So it's like your first month is free kind of type of thing. I like that building, but the area wasn't ideal. It gets a little sketchy at night, which is fine, but I don't know. Like, I could handle New York sketchy because like I'm from New York. I don't really love dealing with other people sketchy, but that's neither here nor there. Second apartment was a complex. Now, this complex didn't do it for me at all. Hated it. The outside of the complex was very nice, very new. The elevator was shiny, the gym was new, but the apartment itself just looked very dingy to me. What I will say is that it was hardwood throughout the apartment, which I love. I don't want carpet at all. The unit was also a ground level unit, which I don't necessarily love ground level units. 1 for safety and 2 for rodents. Like, I just don't like it. I don't want it. All the cabinets looked old. And look, they slapped paint over it. Like, they've just repeatedly slapped paint over the same things in the apartment and necessarily weren't renovating. So that was a no for me. That one was $2,600. And what I will say about the complex, though, they do help you with your moving fees and give you like a $1,000 gift card. So, I mean, I feel like maybe if I was like 20, 21, first apartment type of a time, I would have probably like fucked with it. But at my age, like, nah, it's just certain things I don't like. It looked dingy. I just didn't like it. It was also dark. So I don't want to move to a new city and live somewhere that's dark. Like, it's just not. Because if I'm in my house and my apartment is dark and on top I'm gonna be homesick and all that other shit, and I don't know when we're gonna be off of stay-at-home orders or when we're gonna be off quarantine, because the city is kind of opening up, but my job personally won't be, so I'll be home a lot. So don't want to be in the dark. Third apartment was my favorite apartment aesthetically. It's beautiful. It's a brand new building, but they had no amenities. Now, I'm not too big on the amenities like the gym and the pool because I don't mind going to the gym, like, and most people don't use the pool in their apartment complexes. But it just was like right at my budget, and parking wasn't even included in rent. The only thing that was included was garbage removal, which is pretty good, but water wasn't included, I don't think. Was water included? Let me see. You know, let me not be an idiot and say I don't know. Okay, yeah, so the management pays for a gardener, weekly cleaning crew, and trash. Now, first of all, don't tell me you're paying for the cleaning crew unless they're coming into my apartment. You're telling me they're cleaning the outside of the building? I don't care about that. So, yeah, there was no amenities really. And then the rent didn't really include anything. I really want to live somewhere where garbage and water is included because water fluctuates. So that was something that I was really looking forward to. Love the building, super beautiful, super new. Second bedroom was a little too small for me. I think that's unfair to have a roommate situation and have someone have a smaller room. So I dug that. Last apartment I absolutely loved. It reminded me of the older apartments in New York City, super big. The bathrooms were a little outdated, which I'm going to try to see if I can speak to management if I do go with that one, if they can at least change out the tiles for me and we can negotiate, because I just don't like, it reminds me of that 70s show. It's just, ugh. But super big. Both bedrooms are big. Walk-in closet. There's a separate dining room area, which is unheard of. And that was the cheapest apartment, and it came in at $2,600, and not management, but the rent included water and trash and parking. So a lot of those other places I would have to pay an additional amount of money for parking, but this included the parking, the water, and the trash, which is super good. Only downside was it's a ground floor unit, and we have a balcony, and I don't like, it's a very weird the access the street has to me. So that's something to consider when we go look at the